One of the works in the National Gallery's collection that makes me think of the possibilities for the future is Chicaya Booker's sculpture, Egress. In the 1980s, Chicaya Booker, who was living in the East Village of New York, a sort of pre-gentrified neighborhood, began picking up car tires that she found on the street. And she's talked about the ways in which she was interested in all of the different meanings those car tires, that automotive rubber, produced. The different colors of the rubber as it ages reminded her of the different skin tones of Black bodies. They reminded her of African design motifs. They reminded her of scarification patterns. They evoked a whole history of labor, especially the ways in which the automotive industry was a kind of magnet for African Americans who were moving from the South to the North during the Great Migration and got often low-paying and back-breaking jobs in car factories. And they reminded her of the environmental devastation that was happening around her and the fact that this was a material that was piling up in landfills around the country. And she began tearing it up and shredding it and composing those materials into sculptures that seem to defy their origins, that have a gracefulness and beauty to it. It's an image, I think, of transcendence. There's a fantastic series of photos where she shows herself dressed in a fantastic costume, going out on her rounds of picking up waste tires around the city, picking up the materials she would use. She prints these photographs in a way that suggests she's some 19th century explorer, or that she's living in some Mad Max kind of future. When you look at Chicaya Booker's sculpture, you get a real sense, not just of all of the things that challenge us and challenge our world, but the ways in which one has to transform those things into new forms of beauty. And I think that's a fantastic lesson for all of us as we're trying to figure out how to navigate our moment, which in some cases feels so hopeless. And there's a way in which her ability to take the detritus of today and create those new forms of beauty, create those new forms that evoke the ways in which, say, African Americans in this country have been treated as detritus or waste, and transform those into objects of real value, has everything to say about how we can approach the future, not just in terms of African Americans or Black experience, but for our species as a whole.